All right.
Yo.
Welcome in, folks. We got a special little show for you. I brought on my brother, Tyler Ellenbogen. You can find him over at New World Man 9 on Twitter. A lot of you already interact with him and have asked him when he's going to come on. Well, he's on now. So we're going to be answering your questions. We're going to be talking about today's fun little celebration. I mean, we weren't obviously, because, it would have been a cross-country flight, Tyler, but,
amazing.
We weren't at the parade, but hey, we can talk about what we saw on TV, talk about a little bit of the highlights, answer any questions you guys have. So, yeah, youngin', we are live. This is my brother Tyler, and he's covered by I'm going to change that. Let's see if I can. All right, it's not perfect, but, you guys know, like the comment section there. Let's see if I can. Cool. All right.
This thing's still bothering me.
Comment section will be there for now. That thing will be in Tyler's face, unfortunately, but there's not really much we could do.
Try eating it.
You can lean this way, I guess, but. All right. So. This is what it's like, celebration time, right? I mean, we both got our brews. It's we're having fun. This is Wednesday. It's also the quickest week I think I've ever experienced. We're going into Thursday tomorrow, and
hey Brian, hey Pio.
Pretty crazy, but
hey Julio.
Let's go through it. Nathan, sup Ramley, what's up? Peo, how we doing? Brian, how's it going?
Peo.
Question: if the offense and defense of the Rams played a dodgeball game against each other, who would win? I'll go with the defense on that one.
Oh, I didn't see that. Yeah. I don't know. I would say offense.
You think so?
Yeah. OBJ, Stafford.
Oh, yeah, that's true. Okay, yeah, I can see the offense winning. That would be cool. All right, let's see what we got here. So. What's up, Jake? Nice to say we are the champions. Absolutely, Dominic. Aiden, how we doing? Welcome.
Wonder who do you think gets re-signed priority-wise to run it back? Everyone.
Yeah, everyone's getting brought back.
Everyone.
So Tyler, give everybody a little introduction about yourself, if you don't mind.
So I'm 21.
You might want to talk a little bit louder.
I'm 21. I have been, much like Jake, a Rams fan since birth. And I love Star Wars, Marvel, all these things, much like Jake as well. I love rock music, and I'm just excited to be here.
Yeah, well, I'm excited to have you. And, if anybody has any Star Wars questions, this is the expert over here. I'm more into the MCU. Obviously I'm a Star Wars fan, but he's a huge Star Wars fan past me. We both love the Rams. He's rocking the NFC title hat because he doesn't have the World Championship hat because there's no way. Can you imagine Fanatics getting that to you 2 days after the Super Bowl? That would be nice. That's a dream. That would never happen. But yeah, happy everyone's in here, just having some fun, just chilling. That's pretty much what it's all about. Let's see here. It is not a cosmic sour, Brian. It is a blue moon, in fact. So everybody can see it. So yeah, enjoying it. Obviously, it's one of my favorite beers. That's a Modelo. Let's see here. We got JT live, right? Oh, you're too nice, Brian. I do not deserve a Super Bowl ring because I don't play for the team, but appreciate you. Question: growing up, which one of you would make the best life real estate agent?
I'm very persuasive.
Yeah, I'll say this. I can persuade you on, Rams content and things along that nature. But, Tyler, yeah, I would probably go with Tyler. Tyler's more likely to be a real estate agent. I'm more likely to be a sportscaster.
There have been times where my friends have had takes about players in fantasy, Rams players, and I've just completely swayed their opinions, just obviously with stats, but also kind of half bullshitting.
The good old days, right? when the good old days when the Rams were bad, but you wanted maybe 2 or 3 players, and you know, you wouldn't be able to get him in a draft unless you kind of just told people, yeah, he's just not very good. And be like, okay, Denari Alexander, I'll pick you up. Okay, Sam Bradford, I'll get you at the end of the draft. No, I definitely, I won't say I miss those days, but yeah. Julio
Nobody
says,
listened
sup,
to me
Tyler.
about Gabe Davis. Yo, what's up, Julio?
Yeah, he was on Gabe Davis. He drafted him like every league, and he had a 4-touchdown performance in the playoffs.
Of course, it took him to the playoffs, but I am excited for Obi-Wan Kenobi, Julio. It's gonna be awesome. Star Wars question: would you want a Disney Plus series that focuses on pod racing making a comeback? Maybe not a series, but
yeah,
like,
I don't know about series on that.
like a cool maybe like fan service like short on pod racing would be awesome. Like maybe like a 10-minute short. I think that would be really cool. Like going back to Tatooine, maybe like creating a new character, like Anakin, but like maybe not force sensitive. Just for the fun of it, just for like a quick 10-minute short. That would be cool. But I don't know. A whole series seems a little much.
Yeah. No, I hear you. I mean, I would say pod racing game might be pretty cool with next gen graphics.
Oh, 100%. I would love a pod racing game.
I just saw, did you used to fight when you were little kids?
Yes.
And that answer is 100% yes. We used to do like wrestle moves on each other because we watched a lot of WWE. I choke slammed him on the ground.
On pavement.
He ran up the wall. I had him on my back and he ran up the wall, and I fell back and hit the back of my head, split my head open on our piano right before I went to a dance in middle school. So that was that. You know, we had our we still, I mean, we fight all the time, but you know.
All right, he was tickling me one time. So, all right, for those of you, this was way before that happened. So, for those of you that are getting on me for cracking his head open, he was tickling me one time, and I just like jerked my head back really hard, and it just like cracked right on the coffee table, and I was like bleeding real bad. So I got him back. So for those of you,
I basically would just kick the crap out of each other. That's essentially what happened. Hope everyone can hear us, by the way, using one mic as a shotgun mic, which is stupid because the Shure mic is over there. Could easily have set that up, but didn't even think about that. I like to point out my stupidity. The LA Rams are victorious. Horns up. Andrew Whitworth is retiring. The Rams need to get replacement left tackle and center. Taller cornerbacks and safeties. Also a legitimate fullback. Yeah, Willie, they are victorious. I don't know about the fullback. I don't think they need a fullback. Whitworth is likely going to retire. I think Noteboom is definitely the guy at left tackle. Center, we'll see. I mean, they could bring back Brian Allen. He is a Pro Bowl alternate in his own right, but I could see him going out and getting a tone setter. Like I've mentioned, Ryan Jensen yesterday. Jason Kelsey. Is there anybody, Tyler, that you probably haven't looked a lot at free agency. Obviously, you're in the moment, and you're not like me.
Really.
I'm stupid with this stuff. And trust me, it's a good thing you're not like me.
Yeah.
You have a life. But but is there anybody like you are interested in?
I was on a Twitter space the other day, and I was talking to Manuel, and he brought up Brandon Scherf, and I thought that would be interesting. That would be an interesting addition to our line. So yeah, I think Brandon Scherf would be someone that we could definitely go after. Also, I brought up Philip Lindsay. If we lose Sony Michel, because I think he's a good young back that kind of missed a huge opportunity with the Texans. I think they kind of did him dirty. So I think we could get him on a cheap deal if Michel walks, which he most likely will. So yeah, Scherf and Lindsay I think are my two biggest ones.
Yeah, I really like Scherf. If they can make that work, that makes a lot of sense. And then Lindsay's an interesting guy that I also look at. The running back room, when I did a video yesterday, I don't know if you saw it, but I went over some of the options, and I feel like you have, Lindsay, you have Derek Gore of Kansas City, pretty much the entire Kansas City backfield, except for Clyde Edwards-Helaire. Big fan of what Jerick McKinnon could do for this offense. Cordell Patterson would be the sexy option, man. If they could make that happen, that would be awesome. Thank you so much, DC, for donating. Hey, guys. Jake, you being a Lakers fan. Will you cover any Lakers? Also, I was the first to donate to Jake's channel. Go Rams. Thank you so much, DC. Appreciate you. Yeah, I think I'll definitely try to break a little bit, of Lakers content out there. Yeah, he's rocking the Staff jersey. I will say this. I want to get more open to other content as well. This is why it's the 85% Rams channel. I know it's basically been the 100% Rams channel because they've been on such a run. But I told you guys they were going to win the Super Bowl, so it was hard not to not cover the Rams. I felt guilty not covering the Rams anytime I wasn't covering the Rams. So, I just kind of feel like, the Lakers could be an option. I could cover the NBA in some capacity. I tried covering betting. It didn't really work all that well. Want to do some episodes on Moon Knight coming out, the Disney Plus series. Definitely talk a little bit about Kenobi. We'll have him on for that when I do stuff like that because he's the Star Wars expert. And then we're going to do March Madness content. I'll try to bring on some experts that know a thing or two about March Madness. And we'll keep this thing rolling, because it's going to be a long, it should be a long off season. It'll be quick, but it'll also be long at the same time. We'll bring guests on. Alexis and I just interviewed our first draft prospect the other day. Actually, it was yesterday. It went very well. We're really excited about the quality. Because Alexis improved her camera tenfold and her setup looks great. So we're excited about what the future, lies ahead. And I think with this channel, of course, being close to 12,000 subscribers, thanks to you guys, the sky's the limit, and I feel good about, the Rams with a Super Bowl season and everything. There's a lot of good things that can come out of this channel. So I'm excited for it all. But that's a great question.
Sorry, I was just reacting to some things that I saw in the chat with my face while Jake was talking. I'm pushing Jake into the background. I don't mean to do that. Tyler, if you watch basketball and are a Lakers fan, what are your thoughts on Russell Westbrook shooting more bricks than a gunfight at a construction site?
It's not right.
I love Russell Westbrook, so I personally can't I can't hate on him. But I had a feeling from the beginning that this wasn't a good fit for this team, but I also at the same time don't think that any of this is Westbrook's fault. I personally haven't really watched a lot of basketball in the past like 4 years. So I'm probably the last person to talk to about basketball, but I've been following a little bit, and I still love Westbrook, and he's one of my favorite players. So I can never turn my back on him.
Yeah, I think Westbrook, he's the player. You guys may disagree, and that's totally fine, but to me, he's kind of like Matthew Stafford. He's somebody that he was on, the Oklahoma City Thunder.
He paid his dues.
He paid his dues, yeah. He goes to the Rockets. James Harden was obviously the ball hog there, but he had some good production, and then he goes to, let's just call it, he goes to the Washington and gets into the playoffs. The Washington Wizards get to the playoffs for the first time in, a bunch of years. I don't know the exact number, but then he gets traded to the Lakers, and I'll say a lot of it, I think, is on Frank Vogel. Yep. Just covering the NBA this year. I feel like, the more and more I watch, I think it's on Frank Vogel, because if you can't, let's stop blaming Westbrook and the players, and let's start blaming the coach. If you can't put these guys in position to succeed when you have Russell Westbrook, Anthony Davis, LeBron James, I understand, THT, Taylor Horton Tucker, didn't take that next step like you would have expected. He's also 21 years old, so I'm not about to just throw him out, to the Wolves. But they have plenty of talent, and I just feel like that is, to me, that's on the coach. So that's what I'll say there. Just trying to catch up on some of the ones that I missed here.
Nolan said something.
Let's see.
There was one about an Old Republic Star Wars show, which I would love to see.
That would be cool.
And then there was one that Nolan said, Ellenbogen Bros, who are y'all favorite WWF and WCW wrestlers?
Oh, okay. I think you and I kind of have similar guys because we like the high flyers. So, I was a big fan of, Rey Mysterio and Jeff Hardy and Kofi Kingston. and
John Cena.
John
I
Morrison.
mean, he wasn't a high flyer, but I loved John Cena.
John Cena follows me on Twitter, so I love him.
That's so awesome. I didn't even know that. Peacemaker's awesome.
Oh yeah, Peacemaker's great, man. I gotta watch the new episode. I just watched Euphoria last night. I've been trying to catch up.
Yeah, I need to.
Been doing a thing called covering the Super Bowl, so
Yes, yeah, you've been busy. Jake's a workhorse too, so.
I know. I feel bad. My brother would be like, "Hey, you want to go out, get some food or something?" I'll be like, "I got this interview." It's like, "How about after? I got another interview." It's like I'm going on another show. So, yeah, the grind don't stop. You guys know that. All right, let's see. What's up, Tyler? I'm always tuning into your Twitter room, says Young and Isaac.
Isaac, yes, I know Isaac.
I'm drinking a good brew, enjoying the stream. Appreciate you, Rod. What's
Hey.
up, Dave?
Cheers to you, Rod.
Who is the number one free agent not currently on the roster that you want to see signed in the offseason? Oh, that's tough. All right, I'm going to ask you, because I have two. Who would you choose? You get Stephon Gilmore on the opposite side as Jalen Ramsey, or you get Ryan Jensen at center.
Stephon Gilmore.
Stephon Gilmore. They're
Yeah.
friends too, man. I think
Yeah.
I think they can make that work.
I think that chemistry is that's hard to pass up. I know I had a little voice crack there. Let me have it.
Yeah, no, gotta love that. Body letting me down. Willie, what's up? Let's see. That was a good question, Nathan. Good question. I would say Gilmore, but I love the idea of getting a tone setter, a guy, a smash mouth in every meaning of the word guy like Ryan Jensen, who's just going to body guys, in the trenches. To me,
Yep.
Gilmore and Jensen, if the Rams could pull that off and bring back Von Miller and Odell and run it back, I don't see how there's a chance in hell anybody could beat that team. I really don't, because I think the biggest weakness is interior and I'd say corner.
Also, I think all the talk on everybody retiring that's not named Eric Weddle or Andrew Whitworth is just, it needs to stop.
Yeah, it needs to go away. Hopefully Sean McVay killed it today when he said run it back. He's not retiring anytime soon. The parade, I totally agree with you, Jazz. The parade was lit. It was a lot of fun to watch. Loved seeing Raheem Morris with his expletive. Holden, I believe it was Aaron Donald's kid. Was it Aaron Donald's kid?
I think it was. It might
maybe
not
it
have
was his
been.
kid.
Maybe
but
it was Raheem's kid, but it looked like Aaron Donald's kid.
Yeah, that was sick. Hey Jake, did you hear Von Miller and Aaron Donald saying they're gonna run it back? I did. Now, obviously, you gotta make that happen. You as the Tony Pastors of the world, and Les Snead and Kevin Demoff, they have to make that happen. Stan Kroenke is not going to be afraid to write any check at this point for any of these guys. Maybe if you were talking about Arsenal soccer, that'd be a little bit different. But this is the Rams. They just won the Super Bowl. So I think, to me, if they want to bring back Von Miller, if he wants to come back, then he will be back. I don't think he's going anywhere. Personally, I think the Rams, if they lose anybody, it's going to be guys like maybe Corbett, who gets overpaid by another team, maybe Brian Allen, and maybe Darius Williams. But for the most part, I think most of the guys will be back. And I think the question remains, does Sebastian Joseph Day come back? I think that's a big question. I don't know if he does. Let's see. We talked Boba Fett on Twitter. Bro knows his stuff. Oh, yeah, he does. Nice hat, though. I got one just like it. Waiting to get Super Bowl one now. My Stafford Super Bowl jersey. Love it. I'm in love with Star Wars. So is he. I love Star Wars, too, but not the level of him. What's happening, Jake? What's up, Ben? Blackout Edition, by the way. Love it. Are you excited for Obi Kenobi series? Yes. Star Wars question. Do you want a Disney Plus series that focus... Okay, I covered that. Aquaman, DC Comics, and Justice League, Namor in the Marvel Universe.
I don't like Aquaman.
Yeah, I'm not really a big Aquaman fan, but I'm curious to see what they do with Namor and who. I know the guy who's going to play him, but I'm curious to see how well it works. Do the Rams need to add another receiver because of Woods coming off knee surgery and OBJ not being available until December?
Yes.
OBJ is not necessarily going to be gone until December. I don't think they need to add anybody because personally, you have Kupp, you have Woods, who will be back for the regular season, I think, before it starts. You have Van, who had 800 yards in the second season.
Well, keep in mind, adding a receiver doesn't necessarily mean adding one to our roster. It could mean adding someone to our receiving core that doesn't normally get opportunities, i.e. Brandon Powell.
Oh, well, I mean, you could do that, but I mean, I'm talking about like Tutu Atwell, Jacob Harris, Skoranek, maybe in year 2, he takes the next step.
That's true, though. I didn't even think.
So I'm not necessarily looking to add, anybody.
Blanton was on fire before he
Blanton, Bryson Hopkins. I think they'll be fine. I don't think they need to add anybody. The one, not need, but want, I think would be cool, is getting a guy like Jerick McKinnon or a Cordell Patterson or somebody like that.
Cordell Patterson
to add to that running back room.
That's a guy that I wanted us to sign last season.
That would be cool.
Crayola.
It would be all right.
Dad. Yeah. Somebody said Tyler was locking down the spaces dealing with Zim and the Crayola addicts.
Oh my god.
On Twitter. That was funny.
Yeah, and there's Dad right there. Yeah, he doesn't realize Nolan always calls people Crayola addicts and crayon eaters.
That's so funny.
That's his trademark, and it's perfect.
That's what they call Titans in Destiny 2, if anybody plays that game.
I got to give Zim credit, though, because he gave a lot of credit to the Rams when they won the Super Bowl. Hats off to them. They earned it, whatever. And I had some good conversation with him. I know you did not.
I had some at first, but he did that to reel us in, and then he said a bunch of... You should have seen the stuff he was posting on his Twitter. On it, I'm not gonna talk. I don't want to talk too much shit, but you should have seen what he was posting on his Twitter.
Fair point.
It was so much worse.
I thought some of the Bengals fans were pretty cool. I don't know if you saw the what was it? The video with Joe Burrow going over and introducing himself to Von Miller, and I thought that was cool.
I love Burrow.
Burrow is pretty
likable. I freaking
likable.
love Burrow, and the media was starting to make me not like him, and I had to kind of just pull myself out of that. Because that's what the media does. I mean, they do that over and over.
Renee thinks you look like Adrian Brody.
I don't even know who Adrian Brody
Brody
is.
Quest. You don't remember?
Brody Quest.
Oh, man.
I'm sorry.
It's a meme.
I don't.
He's an actor, but you do kind of look like him now that I think about it.
Now I need to look it up.
Yeah.
I'll probably know him if I saw him.
Did you used to... Okay, saw that. Could come back before December, to be honest. Really depends on his drive after the successful surgery. Keep in mind, tearing your ACL twice, the same ACL, he's going to have a quicker time to come back, I think. Han Solo and Lando Calrissian are favorite Star Wars characters. Yeah, I mean, they're great. I love Han Solo, man. Love him from the originals.
Han Solo, I think that was obviously along with Princess Leia were the only two characters that they didn't ruin in the new trilogy. They ruined Luke and they ruined Lando, and I mean, I don't think they ruined Chewie, so I guess they didn't really ruin Chewie, but I mean, it's hard to ruin Chewie. He's literally so easy to get right.
Okay, I saw the Old Republic. We already answered that, right?
Mm-hmm.
Trying to catch up here. YouTube.
We didn't answer it in depth, but we did answer it.
Okay.
I mean, we haven't even seen an Old Republic movie yet, but
maybe Rams can pick up Devontae Adams if they don't. They're not going to get Adams.
Yeah,
Adams is going to be over $20 million per year. That would be a pipe dream there. Plus, I think it's best to just keep the guys that they have and just add a little bit. Or going out and getting a Jensen or a Gilmore is possible. You don't have to give them top dollar. But for me, to just upgrade over Odell, Odell to me meant so much to that locker room. I think he added a level of swag that they didn't have before, and I never say stuff like that. I'm not one of those people ooh, celebrations make the team better, but there's just something when he came there, he added a level of energy that they did not have, in that locker room. And so, to me, I think that's something that I'm looking at moving forward, and why I do think that, Odell definitely needs to come back, and he will come back. He told Aaron Donald, there was a video, and you can hear him saying he's going to run it back with them, so he'll be back. And I 100% thought he was going to come back before the parade today. Mm-hmm. Von Miller to me is 50-50 regardless, but we'll see. Who is your favorite drunk at the parade? Definitely Drunk Stafford.
There's no question.
This guy's always just the guys, working hard, and then he's like, How about that? Like, you know, like, it's like, and then the chug at the end. Oh man, like I loved it.
Yeah, he just came out of his shell, and Donald like didn't even sound like he was drunk.
Yeah, no, Donald's like, yeah, I might slur my words. Yeah, you didn't slur
He didn't
anything,
slur
buddy.
anything,
You know,
but he probably was wasted, but he's probably just a more capable drunk than he remembers, or he didn't drink enough to get himself drunk because he's just that monstrous of a human being.
yeah, and that's certainly possible. That's certainly possible. I would not rule that out. Let's see. Ernest Jones has been great, but I hope we draft another linebacker early. Yeah, I don't know. We'll see.
Ernest.
Yeah, he's a fan. If you can't tell.
I love Ernest.
Who was your? Okay, I saw that. You remind me and my brother. Did y'all one time throw hands? Oh, absolutely. What brothers don't throw hands? Come on.
Yeah. Oh, come on. What siblings don't throw hands? You don't even have to be brothers.
Did you cry when the Rams won the Super Bowl? I did not, but
I did.
He did. Let's see here.
I've been crying days after, just watching reaction videos, watching the parade. It's just overwhelming, the emotion, and it gets better and better each day.
I see. We need A.J. Dillon type of running back to add to the mix. If you were gonna go after a guy who you wanted like a bigger back, I like Kalen Ballage. Yeah, this is somebody that I interviewed at the Senior Bowl.
Underrated.
You know, I think he's underrated. You saw him come in relief when Austin Eckler went down. I believe it was Melvin Gordon too. I don't know if that was. It might have been Melvin Gordon had already left, but he came in for the Chargers, and you know he had a pretty big amount of success in that short amount of time. And you know, I think this is somebody that just didn't get really an opportunity with the Steelers. I mean, you know, when Najee Harris started to kind of get banged up down the stretch, they used Benny Snell. He's got a great ability to, you know, catch the football, and he can break some tackles. I like Kalen Ballage to the Rams if they want a bigger back, because Sony Michel just won a Super Bowl. So before, you know, you talk about a guy that goes over 800 yards rushing, had a pretty good, you know, solid season for the Rams. He wins the Super Bowl. Now he is on everybody's radar. I do not expect him to be back with the Rams. I think a team's going to overpay him. I just think that's how it works. You know, I think that's why I think Brian Allen might be gone. Austin Corbett might be gone. Sebastian Joseph Day. Like, these guys are going to get overpaid by teams that already have $60 million in cap. The Rams do not have $60 million in cap right now, but they have a pathway to get over $60 million in cap. And I will further add to that, the Rams, for max restructures, I don't know if I told you this, can get to $83 million free cap space. That's huge.
There was a Spotrac article that had them getting up to $100 million.
I think that's probably with like some extensions, like Stafford moving money around. And keep in mind, like Leonard Floyd's getting paid like $20+ million per year, but you know, you look at, say, I don't know, this year he had like a $6 million cap hit because of the way that they, you know, structured their contracts. So to me, you know, I think that there is a very good chance for them to make a lot of money, you know, free a lot of cap space, and manipulate and be able to have an opportunity to go out and get a guy like a Gilmore, like a Jensen, and run it back with the same squad for the most part.
Even alcohol is no match for Aaron Donald.
Let's see. Who was the Rams version of Parade Gronk today? There's no Rams version of Parade Gronk.
Parade Gronk is one of a kind.
Parade Gronk is the idiot that freaking Gronk spiked the Lombardi trophy. Do you remember someone was throwing the ball to him in like a batting cage, and he swung the Lombardi at it? He dented the Patriots Lombardi from the year I think they beat the Rams in the Super Bowl. Like, the dude is just so different. I mean, he's such a moron, but you know,
he's a lovable idiot.
He's a lovable idiot.
That's what we love about Gronk.
And like, I think he's almost bought into that, like that typecasted role where he's like, oh, but I'm special. Like, you know, that's just the way he is.
That
you know,
USAA commercial.
Yeah. Well, I'm over the USAA commercials. I mean, let's be honest here. I don't want to see any more Gronk USAA commercials. Yeah. It's 2022. Let's stop doing that. Like yesterday. Willie says Sony Michel may sign with the LA Chargers. I'm going through the bottom and going down. But I did see that. I want to point out that I do think that's going to happen. Nick Hamilton, I discussed that, and I think that's a good chance.
I do want to bring up on the topic of running backs.
Mm-hmm.
All you Darrell Henderson haters out there, all year, we as a family listen to you guys. He was the best running back on the Rams Sunday night, and nobody can tell me otherwise.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I mean, he was huge. You know, Stafford didn't have a ton of help
To Henderson.
I don't have any more beer, but you know, he didn't have a ton of help, Stafford. Some guys really didn't come through in the way you would have wanted them to, but Henderson stepped up, had over 40 yards. You had you know, Bryson going over 40 yards. Bryson had one catch for 9 yards and didn't even have 100 snaps in his career. And he comes through 4 catches for 47.
I predicted him getting a touchdown.
You were so close.
So close. I'm sad that he didn't get it, but I knew either way he was going to have a big impact in this game, and I was right. So I'm happy for Hopkins. I actually follow his mom on Twitter. She's the sweetest person. So.
Oh, nice. Trippy says, I was at the parade today. It was so dope. There were so many fans there. I didn't see Ramsey at the parade today. I didn't see Ramsey either.
I didn't see Hecker for the longest time. I saw him towards the end. But, yeah, I didn't see Ramsey.
I know he
Hecker,
was there, but I didn't see him there.
He was,
I didn't see Joseph Day either.
He was working, I know Jalen Ramsey was working at a fast food restaurant, yesterday, before the parade, but I don't know where he was today during the parade.
All right, let's see. Tyler, okay, saw that. Trying to catch up on these. Really appreciate you guys, again, with the comments. Just awesome. Questions, all this. There's so many here trying to catch up on them. Mahomes retweeted the Stafford no-look pass. Love to see it. Do you think AD will retire? Absolutely not. Tutu was popping bottles at the parade, too. Love it.
Awesome.
Aaron Donald is not retiring. The only way Donald comes back is he wants the players back. Yes, Lakers talk. Still go Rams.
One thing I wanted to bring up on Donald is he said the one way he comes back is if, you know, all the players are coming back. And if you're Les Snead and you're Sean McVay and you're, sorry, what's the other guy's name? I always forget his name.
Les Snead, Sean McVay, Tony Pastors.
Tony Pastors, yes.
He does the contract.
You're listening to that and you're like, all right, we're doing everything we can to get all these guys. Let's run it back. There's no doubt in my mind that they're getting everybody. I mean, and that's like the most obvious thing when you hear that from Aaron Donald. So Les Snead, Tony Pastors, Sean McVay, they're going to work some magic. Yeah,
I think so as well. Nick, I appreciate that. I'm not gonna lie. I found your account last year during the week of the Seattle Hawks game in the wild card round. Glad I never looked back. I love watching your videos. Really appreciate the support, Nick. That is awesome to see. Trippy, the entire Lakers roster doesn't play well. Only LeBron is consistent. I mean, that's true. It seems like only LeBron wants to win at times. Weddle and Whitworth retiring. Yeah, I think so. I no longer have to hear the Raiders fans saying that their 1983 team was the only one to win Super Bowl in LA.
I do want to say.
Did you see that Raiders fan?
Oh, God.
It's like, we'll be back, baby. We'll be back. Why are you at a Rams rally? Get the hell out of here.
No. Yeah.
That was so stupid.
But Whitworth might not retire. I want to say that right now. I think
I could see that.
I think he's going to retire, but he still has a year left on his contract, first of all. And second of all, I know this is such a low key, like, not like a big reason, and like for, you know, Whitworth, the guy that's 40 years old, he probably just wants to walk away, you know, like at this point and spend time with his family. And this probably isn't a huge reason, and I'm probably building this up in my head, but the Man of the Year patch, he got to play one game. I mean, granted, that game was the Super Bowl, but he got to play one game with it. I mean, I don't know. I mean, if I were him, I'd probably want to play more games with that Man of the Year patch on my jersey. Yeah. That's probably just like a little reason, and I'm building it up more in my head, but
you probably are. But at the same time, I'll add more to it. Whitworth.
The hell was that?
Probably the Super Bowl logo. Whitworth has done it all, right? Whitworth has won the Man of the Year twice. He has beaten the team that drafted him and the team that gave up on him, which we didn't realize to that extent when it happened. They said he was too old. They weren't willing to give him the money. And so he brought it up today at the, he brought it up after the Super Bowl in an interview, but he brought it up today. He said 5 years ago, they told me I was, too old and whatnot. And so it was really nice to see Whitworth win a Super Bowl at age 40. He's also the oldest offensive line player to ever start in the Super Bowl at age 40. He wins the Super Bowl. He goes out on top. This guy is a Hall of Famer by every meaning of the word or words. The question is, could he come back? And to me, I think he has a chance to, because he sees what's being built here. He sees that he's a part of something big. And he sees, quite honestly, that they could run it back next year and win. But here's the thing. If he comes back, the Rams have a great left tackle, who really the only big play that he gave up in the Super Bowl was because Cam Akers blocked him instead of Trey Hendrickson.
Yeah.
That's the first thing. The second thing is that if he doesn't come back, the Rams can just use that money and either pay two guys or just give it all to Joseph Noteboom to be their left tackle of the future. And to me, at the end of the day, I think the Rams win either way. They're either going to get Whitworth to retire a Ram, and they'll have Noteboom, and I think Noteboom for the long term is a good thing and something that you definitely want to feel good about. And if he decides to stay, then maybe you sign Noteboom still, but I don't know. I mean, to me, I think that at the end of the day, the Rams win either way. Probably win more with Whitworth retiring because of the $16 million in cap space that would free up without having to, but you could also restructure. And that's something that people aren't, accounting for.
Oh, and Whit would totally take a discount.
That's the thing. So, everyone's assuming, he'll retire. And when you're filling out that SPO track, 2022, contract list, and, you're restructure, and then you get to Whitworth and you're hitting release or cut or whatever to basically emulate that he is retiring. You're not taking into account that maybe he comes back and takes a pay cut and wants to be with this team, but wants to take, a pay cut so this team can run it back. I mean, I would not rule it out. I really wouldn't, but it's a very interesting proposition to think about moving forward. But let's see here. So I no longer have to hear, okay, I saw that. The entire NBA is now completely insufferable.
I agree.
I feel that to a degree because, like with the NFL, you have Bryson Hopkins in the Super Bowl, a guy that caught one pass for 9 yards in his entire career. Obviously, he was drafted in 2020, but he comes through big way in the big game. You don't really see that often in the NBA. It's stars, and pretty much all you need to know is that Sacramento traded away Tyrese Halliburton. That's one of the most valuable guards in the league right now to me. And they traded him away with no issue whatsoever. I love Sabonis. I think Sabonis is a hell of a player. But that's all you need to know with the NBA. They don't develop talent anymore.
And that's the thing. People can call the Rams a super team all they want, but at the end of the day, Bryson Hopkins still had 4 receptions for 47 yards. At the end of the day, we still had guys like Nick Scott come in and make an impact the entire playoffs. Ernest Jones, who was a rookie. It's just a whole bunch of people. Like, it's ridiculous. That's super team narrative. First of all, you cannot have a super team in football. That's what I want to say, first of all. Second of all, if there's a team that have even gotten close to a super team, it's the Buccaneers. But that, first of all, you cannot have a super team in football. It is the biggest team sport out of all the main, core sports in the United States.
You can't have it today's standards. You can't have it in the salary cap era.
Yeah.
And I think that's something that you need to put some respect on these teams that are built in the salary cap era because they have to do extra things. They have to go through these hoops. Whereas back in the day, that Dallas Cowboys dynasty-ish, point of time, and the Bills teams and, the 49ers, and those teams didn't operate with a salary cap. They could just sign whoever, and as long as the owner had the money, they were they would sign up for that team. And that's how it worked. But now you have a cap. So you not only have to pay them the money, but you have a cap that you have to abide by.
Yeah.
I don't think people realize that. And so that's a big thing there, you know?
Also, I feel like super teams, like the biggest thing about super teams is that in my opinion, is that you have all these individuals that are individually talented, right? And they can each carry the game on their back when it's required. But no one person can carry a game or a team in football. That's how I feel. So I don't know. That's what I mean when I say that there can't be super teams in football. But I guess maybe there's a different definition for football. So
yeah, I mean, I think the Rams came as close as you can get to being a super team, but I don't think they exist in football.
I think the Bucs did.
You think so?
Yeah, I think the Bucs came closer than the Rams. I think the Rams had players that were bigger names, but I think the Bucs had more overall stars, if that makes sense. So I think if you added up all the Bucs stars compared to all the Rams stars, it wouldn't even be. I think the Bucs. I mean, that's just how it is. I think the Rams they got, and not to mention the guys that were on the Rams for 2+ years, the stars that were on the Rams for 2+ years prior to that. So you know what I mean? That's how I feel.
No, that makes sense. Let's see. They're trying to make Russell into a shooter, which he's not. It's Frank Vogel. His lineup rotation is garbage. I agree with that, 100%. Is SJD returning? We will see. I agree, Nolan. The WCW Cruiserweight division was tough. I've gone back and I've watched all of those.
I didn't
matches.
watch a bunch of WCW, but
WWF they weren't around for us, so you have to go back and actually watch it.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
But
I'm biased towards NWA Pro Wrestling, Impact Wrestling, and Championship Wrestling from Hollywood is my favorite pro wrestling TV shows.
I wanted to say, I think it was Nolan earlier asked us what our favorite wrestlers were.
We said that.
Yeah, but we said WWE wrestlers. He asked us what WWF/WCW wrestlers we liked.
Oh, well, I mean, I wasn't really watching at the time.
Yeah,
but
no,
I like
I know.
Billy Kidman and Rey Mysterio and Edge and,
WWF and WCW.
Yeah, so.
Like, I'm talking like old guys like Randy Savage and.
No, they were in WWF, though.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, Rey Mysterio was.
Oh, okay.
With Billy Kidman. Yeah,
okay.
and Edge. He tag teamed with both of them before they became WWE.
Well, but you know, like what I mean, like the main era.
Jake, did you hear that Bengals fan Twitter room? He was delusional. I did not, unless you're talking about the one that I was in. Eric
I think
Weddle.
He's talking about Zim.
Eric Weddle got off his couch and won a Super Bowl. Inspirational. Yeah, and he was the green dot in the Super Bowl and played with a torn pectoral. Incredible.
Yep.
Gilmore by a long shot. Do you think the Rams will bring back Vaughn and OBJ? Yes, I do. Eisen speculating it will be Rams versus Bills on Thursday night season opener. That would be
huge. That would be the
that sounds like the Super Bowl.
Most amazing.
That sounds like Super Bowl
game.
56.
That's my
57.
prediction. That was my prediction. Like as soon as we won, I'm like Bills Rams.
Well, I think Aaron Rodgers and Devontae Adams, if they go to the Broncos, then the Broncos will be there. But the Bills are my pick if they don't.
And, well, you think about how many weapons the Broncos have on top of Aaron Rodgers and Devontae Adams. If they were to get those two, it's just, that would not be close.
They probably have to make a sign and trade, though, happen. So they probably have to trade a Jerry Jeudy or a Cortland Sutton.
Yeah, so that would definitely kind of screw them a little bit.
But I mean, would it really, though? Because let me just talk about this real quick. So you have, and I know you love, what's his face, Javonte.
Oh, Javonte.
You love Javonte.
That's my guy.
Melvin's probably not going to be brought
3 days
back.
before me. 3 days.
Melvin's probably not going to be brought back.
No,
so you would have Aaron Rodgers, Javonte Williams, and then let's just say Devontae Adams.
Jerry Jeudy.
No, I think they might.
I would think.
I would say Devontae Adams,
Cortland
Sutton
over Jerry.
And then you have the Penn State kid. What's his name? Totally forgetting.
The
guy that they got, Hamler.
KJ Hamler, yeah.
Yeah. So then you have those guys. You have Noah Fant. You have Albert O. You have a great offensive line coached by Mike Munchak,
And then
who's one of the best offensive line coaches in football. And then the defense looks good.
Great.
Von Miller could come back. The Broncos could easily be in that game.
I mean, look at Draymond Jones. That's like one of my favorite defensive.
Justin Simmons in the back end of the secondary. Yeah, you know.
Aaron Donald.
I mean, talk about the linebackers. You know, they want to get Kenny Young back. They want to bring back Micah Kaiser, Baron Browning. You know, Alexander Johnson. I mean,
honestly, the Broncos might be my AFC team just purely because of Javonte, but also Draymond Jones and
Surtain.
Patrick Surtain for sure.
Just saying, man. There's a reason. Like I'll say this right now.
Doing this all like in the shadows.
Oh yeah. Well, and now they have Nate Hackett, who has that, you know, he has that communication, he has that familiarity with Rodgers and the friendship with Rodgers and Adams. That's a realistic possibility, and I'll say this, you know, for whatever reason, Vegas seems to think that Kansas City is the team to beat. They have the best Super Bowl odds. I would not be betting on Kansas City. I don't think they make it back. I think it's going to be a minute, because here's the thing. You know, Patrick Mahomes was my quarterback in the 2017 NFL draft. That was my guy when everyone was saying, oh, is it Watson? Is it Trubisky? Is it, you know, no. It's not Kaiser. It's not Trubisky. It's not Watson. It's Patrick Mahomes. And sure enough, he has proven me right. However, I watched Josh Allen have pretty much the most perfect he had the most perfect postseason you could have for a quarterback without making it to the Super Bowl. And I thought he outplayed Patrick Mahomes.
He outplayed a lot of quarterbacks.
He did. And, you know, this is a guy that I had as my 7th quarterback coming out. I was not super high on Josh Allen, despite the fact I saw him at the Senior Bowl, despite the fact I interviewed him. Like, I'm going to give credit where credit's due. Josh Allen has proven me wrong. And I feel like the Bills, the only roadblock for them is Brian Dable going to the Giants. We'll see, but I do know that they'll have Ken Dorsey now as the OC. They feel good about him long term. We'll see. Rich, thank you so much for donating. Jake, do you think Stafford will retire his jersey in Detroit? I do. I think so. I think he's going to sign a one-day contract with Detroit when it's all said and done. But I think he's going to be very well respected with the Rams, obviously. And it does, you know, it's a great question because it does beg the question, if he wins 3 Super Bowls or 4 Super Bowls or 5 Super Bowls in LA, you know, maybe he doesn't retire a Detroit Lion. Because, I mean, that's just incredible. Just because you were there for 12 years doesn't mean anything if you won 5 Super Bowls with a team where you were there 7 years or whatever, you know?
Yeah.
So, I that's a good question.
Has there ever been a team that won 2 straight?
There has, yeah.
Who?
I'm going to look it up right now.
Was it the Niners? Dolphins.
So the Dolphins in 1971 to 1973 and the New England Patriots in 2016 and 2018 are the only other teams to have at least 3 consecutive appearances. Let me see. The Patriots are the last team to win back-to-back.
Wow, and not even in the Brady era. Wow.
So they're the last team to go back-to-back?
And it wasn't even in the Brady era.
That's
crazy.
Let's see.
Oh, no.
No, it was in the Brady era.
Yeah, it was. It just said 1990 and 1993. On that was weird. Yeah, so it was in the Brady era.
It would be since the Patriots, yeah. Patriots did it 2003 and 4. So it was Super Bowl 38 and 39.
Yeah, it was the Rams and the Panthers.
No.
Wasn't it?
It would be because the Rams wouldn't be in 2003.
Oh, no, that was 2002.
Yeah, so it would be the Panthers and the Eagles. The first time.
Wait.
Remember the Eagles got revenge?
If they won it in 2003, then they won it in 2002, wouldn't it be 2002, 2003, 2004?
No, because 2003 and 2004 are the years of the Super Bowl. So it's the seasons. You know what I mean?
Okay, so
So yeah, it would be the Panthers
Yeah.
and Eagles then.
yeah, but it would be the 2001 season. Oh, okay, 2001 season,
Yeah.
2003 season, and then 2004 season. Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah, that's interesting. Okay, let's see. Is Gilmore old? He's 31. Fine.
The Cheatriots.
Hey Jake, did you watch the parade? If so, did you hear Aaron Donald and Vaughn say? Yes, I did see that. I think I already answered that. YouTube is weird with the comments, guys, so I try to catch up. What's up, Chantry? What's up, Frankie? Tyler was holding it down on the spaces, dealing with Zim and Crayola addicts. I see that now. All right, we're slowly but surely trying to catch up. Question, Jake, can you talk about Ernest Jones and how great he has been for the Rams? I'm gonna let you talk about him.
Yes, all over the field, constantly and consistently, every game, every game he played, he was all over the field, constantly and consistently. He tackles better than anyone on that defense that's not named Aaron Donald. I don't have words to describe how much of an impact he's made and how great he's been for the Rams, especially in the postseason and in the Super Bowl. Like, whoa, that's my guy. I love Ernest Jones, and I think he's only gonna get better from here on out.
You would have to, assume so. I mean,
Yeah.
just what he was able to do in his rookie season was so impressive. Let's see. Leslie
I didn't know
wearing
who
the
he
F them
was
picture.
before the draft. I'm not as into the draft as Jake is. I don't really like scout like a whole bunch of people, and I don't go past the first round. First round and second round talent is like as much as I'll like do. But yeah, I didn't really know much about Ernest Jones when we drafted him, but I quickly learned and really liked the guy before he even took the field. So
Yeah. No, I mean, I didn't have him as high as the Rams did, but I was wrong about him. I think he looked really good. DC, how do you feel about Richard Sherman's comment about Stafford? I thought it was stupid.
he's a dumbass.
Well, you tell him. What did you think?
I don't like Richard Sherman. There was a brief period of time where I started to like him, and then he lost my respect. He lost my respect in that postseason, when they beat the Niners, and he was talking all that shit. I didn't like that. I don't care if you earn the right to talk that. The Niners, if I remember correctly, the Niners were not. They were not like. They were actually like a great like team that year. They had a nice like.
Well, he's on the Bucks now.
No, I mean I'm talking about that past year.
Oh yeah.
The Niners had a great team that year, and when he was on the Seahawks and they beat them, remember? And he was like talking all that shit before and after the
With
game.
Crabtree, yeah.
With Michael Crabtree.
Sorry receiver like Crabtree.
Yeah.
I always like Sherman. I like where his background's cool. But I agree with you. I think he was out of line.
Yeah.
Stafford's proven everyone wrong, and I think the people that he's proven wrong are really upset. They refuse to admit that they were wrong. Like I am doing Josh Allen. Like I admit I was wrong about Josh Allen. Like I'm willing to put myself out there and say like when I get things right, I'll put it out there. When I get things wrong, I'll put it out there. And I think some people they use as like this defense mechanism, and like they can't give Stafford credit.
Yeah.
So it just doesn't end.
A point about Richard Sherman that I want to bring up is I feel like Jalen Ramsey was very well on his way to becoming the next Richard Sherman before he got to the Rams. He was constantly talking shit. He was a good cornerback. He had the play to back it up, but that was going to be his downfall. You know what I mean? And that's what was going to make him like get hated on by people like me and people that like are sticklers for like classy behavior. So, yeah.
No, I hear you there. That makes sense. Let's see. The parade was crazy, but who was the drunkest player over
Stafford.
there? Stafford, definitely. He might retire when he's in his 40s.
Oh, actually, no. Stafford, I don't know. Stafford looked, I think he looked and sounded the drunkest, but I think that Floyd or Deion might have been.
Man, find a better duo than Leonard Floyd and that WWE Championship belt, man.
I know, right?
He is
my Lord.
so glad. He spent so much money. That's like the actual authentic, like custom one that you can get.
Yeah.
And it's like actual like metal. Oh man, like I don't blame him. He got the Rams emblems on the side and it looks beautiful.
Hell yeah.
Let's see. We got Frankie, he is the same Nolan from the Discord. I don't know if he answered that. Stafford was hammered. Do you think we need SJD? Need? I don't know. I would definitely pay for SJD if it was affordable. Renee, Von Miller is either going back to Denver due to sentiment or San Francisco because once they blow out Garoppolo, they'll be paying on Lance's contract, so they'll have lots and lots of free agent. No, I disagree. I don't think
he'll go to San Francisco.
I think Von Miller's either staying with the Rams or going back to Denver. Yeah. You know, there's no point of him going to San Fran. Yeah. And he just basically told everybody at this Rams, rally, hey, we're gonna run it back.
I'm gonna steal your Cooper Kupp jersey, Mom said.
Oh, yeah.
Autocorrect changed it to Krupp. It does that to me all the time.
That's funny. You keep leaning forward and pushing me to the back, like that commercial from.
Oh yeah.
What if I was the killer? I'm not.
What if there was a big reveal? Like, I'm the killer. Well, are you? Yes.
No. Jake, your boy here got his 10 seconds of fame on Fox 11. Hey, there we go. That's awesome. I didn't see you, but that's awesome. Let's see. Losing SJD is gonna hurt, but bringing back O-line is top priority.
Lose SJD though.
Tutu Atwell, we hope is good. I think he'll be good. Rams versus Bills for ring ceremony on season opener would be awesome. I agree. Cut number 18.
Or Rams versus Niners would be cool.
I keep forgetting his name, Skoranek. I'm going to say this right now, okay? I gave Skoranek some crap, and Skoranek hasn't really done a whole lot.
Yeah.
As a receiver. But he's been a great special teamer, and it's his rookie year as a 7th-round pick when we never really would have expected him to be even playing.
Also, look at what Cooper Kupp did his rookie year as a 3rd-round pick. And then look at... Ben Skoranek was a 7th-round pick. Cooper Kupp, he played quite a bit in his rookie season for sure. But,
Well, he was really good.
Yeah.
But the thing is, I think people focus so much on the fact that he wears number 18, the color of his skin, you know how that works.
Yeah.
So, no, he's not Cooper Kupp. He's his own player.
Yeah.
He didn't work out
but
in his rookie year. But
you know what I'm saying, though? Cooper Kupp didn't get a lot of, as many opportunities as he got moving forward in the future. And Skoranek's a 7th rounder. So imagine the amount of opportunities he's going to get his rookie year. You know what I mean?
Well, yeah. He wasn't supposed to get opportunities his rookie year, really.
Exactly.
So it's
Yeah.
You want him to make those plays. You don't want him to drop that touchdown in the end zone against the 49ers. But
that gave me Brandon Cook flashbacks, PTSD.
You mean Jared Cook?
No, Brandon Cooks.
Brandon Cooks?
In the end zone, except that was a penalty. Skoranek just straight up dropped it.
Oh, yeah. Okay, I was like, Brandon Cooks doesn't just drop stuff. Let's see here. I'm excited for Jacob Harris as well.
Jacob Harris! Woo!
Let's see. The parade was crazy. Who do you think was the most drunkest player? I feel like I've answered this question so many times. I'd say Stafford. OBJ is coming back.
Or Dante Dion.
OBJ coming back is totally doable. He's going to have rehab most all next year, so he'll be cheap. Then in 2023, he'll have to sign a 1-year approved deal. 2024. OBJ will be back, probably during... I'd say by, week 7 of the season.
Well, and OBJ is the only player that straight up came out and said word for word that he would take less money to play on this team next year. Von Miller implied that with a lot of the things he said. OBJ literally said that he would take less money. Literally came out and said those words, that he would take less money to play for this team.
My brother, who was a Bengals fan, was so mad after the game. He was trying to convince me Aaron Donald isn't good.
No offense to your brother, but he's not very smart.
Agree. The Mia was really making not like Burrow. That's pretty much what they normally do. They did that with RG3. We loved RG3 coming out, and then like that game when they played Washington, it's like, oh, RG3 is gonna upset the Rams. I'm like, oh my god.
Dude, was that the game that
Cortland Sutton?
Was that
Cortland Finnegan? Cortland Finnegan got Joseph Morgan to throw the football. And then they got a 15-yard penalty, and they missed the field goal.
Oh, no. I was thinking about Teddy Bridgewater when Rodney McLeod
that was
clocked
obnoxious. That was LaMarcus Joyner.
No, it was Rodney McLeod.
No, it was Joyner.
It was definitely McLeod.
No, it was Joyner.
Somebody settle this for us.
No, it was Joyner.
It was 100% Rodney McLeod.
You're not going against me, of all people.
I am going against you.
Guys, come
I
on
remember this. I've watched it multiple times. I'm gonna look it up.
And you're gonna see that it's number 20 and that you're wrong.
It's 23. You're wrong.
Yeah, so while he looks up whether he's right or wrong, which he is wrong, spoiler alert. Salute to your fam, Jake. You made Loving My Rams so much funnier, man. Sheesh, what a year. Love watching, bro. Thank you so much, Anthony. Appreciate you.
Shit, it is Joyner.
I told you.
God dang it.
Yeah, I knew it was Joyner.
I think Rodney McLeod was the one.
Make sure you don't play it because I don't want to get copyright claimed.
Emmanuel Sanders. Yeah, Emmanuel Sanders was the one
that was Rodney McLeod.
Rodney McLeod
yes,
knocked
against
out.
Emmanuel Sanders.
That was a game against the Broncos that we did not have any business winning, and we freaking destroyed them. That was so awesome. I will never forget that game.
That was crazy. Jake and Tyler destroy Richard Sherman, please. I think we just did. He called him like I forget what he called him.
Dumbass.
Older public shorts are top tier Star Wars content. Love Stafford, but would love to see Perkins in the mix in a unique role. There's opportunities to use him very creatively. He's a baller. Yeah,
Kinda
can't
like
wait to
Trey
see
Lance. The way they used Trey Lance a little bit.
I could see that.
Sprinkled him in there this year with the 49ers.
Yeah.
Fuck Sherman, excuse my language.
Odell brought the sauce to the wide receiver room for sure. I agree with that.
He brought more than the sauce, dude. He brought the swag and the sauce.
Let's see. What's the draft? I'm assuming this is a joke, but I'm talking about the NFL draft. Did you all see an AD having "I love you, bro" drunk moment? Yes, I did. Y'all see the video of the camera lady falling on the stage while trying to take a picture of Stafford and Kelly, and Stafford turned around and walked away drinking? No way. Oh my god, bro, that's brutal. Poor lady.
Yo, sober Stafford probably would have like ran up to her and like helped, but drunk Stafford's like, bro, if I try to help her, I'm gonna fall.
Frat Stafford.
Yeah, Frat Stafford's probably like.
All my homies hate Benny Snell.
I saw that and I just bursted out laughing.
He's a Steelers fan. It's 8-2 cool.
That's funny.
He's just like one of the best Steelers fans you'll ever see.
I wanted them to sign Todd Gurley to a 1-day contract just for him to get a ring.
Yeah, I would have liked that. Let's bring Todd Gurley back. What round is Balaj projected? Because Rams' first pick. Renee, Balaj is a free agent. He was drafted like a few years back by Miami, I think it was. Yeah. Miami always gets the backs I like, because we liked Lamar Miller in the draft, and he went to Miami, and then they get Balaj.
But didn't Lamar Miller start on the... No, he went to the Texans after Miami.
Yeah, Lamar Miller's done, because he's had so many issues injury-wise, but...
I thought he got drafted by the Texans. But
I could see someone in the division signing Sony.
Yeah, I honestly, the 49ers are a key candidate that stick out to me right now. They had... I mean, say what you want about Trey Sherman. I love the guy, but before he got injured, he was very inconsistent. He had a good game, and then that was
You're hurting my feelings. I love Trey.
I love Trey Sherman, too.
I love both Treys.
But you got to look at the facts, you know what I mean?
Well, what about Seattle? Because Seattle has Chris Carson, who's coming off a neck injury.
Rashad Penny.
Penny's a free agent.
he was looking good though, so they might bring him back.
Arizona. James Conner's a free agent. Chase Edmonds is a free agent.
With Chase Connors.
Chase Connors.
Yeah.
Just fuse them.
Connors.
Like the fusion dance, you know? Chase Connors.
Jake, do it.
I'm not going to be able to do that, but...
Yeah, you can. What are you talking about?
No, because it's like, it's not going to... There you go. Yeah.
We don't have to show it all on screen.
Let's see.
David Njoku and whoever he did it with. Remember?
Oh, yeah. That was funny.
That was when I became a fan of David Njoku.
Henderson is not a free agent. How about a relationship between Floyd and the WWE belt? Exactly.
Yeah.
He's the frat of all frats.
Darrell Henderson is the best running back on our team, not named Cam Akers.
Yeah.
And it's arguable that he's better than Cam Akers so far.
Guys, make sure that you hit the thumbs up. We're at 30, but we have over 80 people in here. So be sure to hit that thumbs up and subscribe if you haven't already. Tyler, I think we got to talk about it. Oh. How hyped are you for Moon Knight?
I'm so hyped for Moon Knight. I can't... All right.
Might want to come more into the picture.
So there was a lot of reading that I did about Moon Knight, and watching videos. I am so hyped that they decided to bring the Mr. Knight personality into it with the detective Moon Knight. I did not think that they were gonna go beyond Moon Knight. I didn't think they were gonna go beyond Mark Spector / Steven. I forgot his last name.
Yeah,
Steven
I forgot
something.
it too.
But yeah, I thought it was just gonna be those three personalities. But the fact that they brought in Mr. Knight makes me think that they might bring in another personality on just the human side, not the super.
I just saw
heroes.
what Aiden said. Mike, I'm gonna make you listen to Ice JJ Fish for 12 hours.
Oh my God.
I don't know what that is.
Something about a girl.
No. No.
Ice JJ Fish. Oh, it's a totally ironic video. It's actually hilarious.
Yeah, I'm gonna spare that. Not doing that. Dante Fowler, he was released today. Would you have any interest in getting Dante Fowler on a cheap deal to be a rotational pass rusher for the Rams?
I don't know. I honestly, all right. Here's the thing about our pass rush.
Because Okoronkwo is a
free agent.
Yeah.
I love our pass rush, even without Okoronkwo, and I think that if there's a place that we could improve it, it's in the mid to late rounds of the draft. And I don't think we need to go that route. And I love Fowler, and I love the impact that he had for the Rams. Yeah, we have Chris Garrett, who has
Terrell Lewis,
who played. Chris Garrett played what, like one snap?
Justin Hollins
in the regular season. He played like one snap, and then he got injured, right?
Well, I mean, he had COVID. I think that put him behind, and then they went out, and Justin Hollins took the next step.
Justin Hollins was great.
Yeah, he got hurt, came back.
Terrell Lewis was...
I mean, Lewis was really good. The problem is it's just his knee. Yeah. You know, I don't know.
Yeah.
With him, you just don't know what you're going to get with him.
Yeah. If you really need a rotational pass rusher
I could
on
totally
this
see
team,
the Niners signing Obo.
I mean, they
signed
Ebukam.
Yeah.
But yeah, I could see the Rams drafting an edge rusher to use rotationally, or maybe to have sit behind their rotational guys, you know.
Yeah.
I mean, I think they have a great pass rush right now, and there's so many underrated guys on this team. And that's when I was watching all these Bengals fans that were talking about our team. They were talking about all our stars, and they were talking about like, oh, who do you have next up after this? Who do you have next up after this? Oh, they ain't shit. It's Aaron Donald, blah, 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 blah. But,
I know.
That's not it. I mean, David Long Jr. stepped up tremendously in the playoffs. Him and Troy Reader both stepped up tremendously in the Super Bowl. We had guys like Greg Gaines, Ernest Jones, Nick Scott, Taylor Rapp, Darius Williams. There's just so many guys on this field that we have either signed that were underrated when we signed them and we groomed them into talents, or we have drafted, or we have traded for that have been underrated. Like, here's a guy that we signed that I remember when we signed him, I was like, who the hell is this guy? That I ended up loving immediately after we signed him. Robert Woods. Robert Woods was a guy on the Bills who had what? It was what? Like training camp, like I think it was like training camp snaps with the fourth string guys or something like that.
Well, I mean, he was a starter with the Bills, but they were the first place run offense with Anthony Lynn.
Okay, I don't know. I thought there was like some crazy story that I heard that he was like not even like a starter with them, and then
No, he was a starter. Okay. He just didn't get a lot of opportunity because they're a run-heavy offense, and then they're like, oh, well, Sammy Watkins, and then just like force-fed Sammy Watkins.
Yeah, and then we ended up getting Sammy Watkins too.
That was like, what are you doing? And I'm sure Robert Woods is like, really? Yeah. Really? I finally get away from this, and now you're bringing me back? But,
yeah, but no, I mean, Sammy Watkins and Robert Woods ended up being awesome together.
Yeah.
I remember seeing both a 3rd and 33 screen pass to Robert Woods and like a 60-yard touchdown pass to Sammy Watkins in the same game. Live. That was amazing. And then meeting the players afterwards.
I remember that one guy on Rams Twitter that was just a Sammy Watkins fan, and I've never seen anything like it. I haven't, and it was that was something else.
Someone goes, corners are the biggest need, and then someone after him goes, no dingus.
I think he's talking about Dr. Dingus. Could we see the Rams trading Higbee for draft capital and signing Gronk? I don't see that, but it'd be cool.
No. Okay.
Gronkowski said he would only sign with the Bengals. Like, he'd only play for Joe Burrow.
Gronk?
Yeah. To me, I think he's going to retire. But if he doesn't retire, then I could see him going to the Bengals to play with CJ Uzomah, and I think that'd be a good tandem for Cincinnati. They have a lot of cap, too.
I don't see Gronk playing next year. I think, he literally said that Brady was the only quarterback that he'd play with. And, yeah, I know Jake just said that he would play, the only quarterback he'd want to play with if he stayed was Joe Burrow. But I think he meant it when he said he only wanted to play with Brady. I mean, Brady's his brother. Brady literally made his career. I think that if Brady's not in the NFL, Gronk's not in the NFL. I think it's as simple as that.
Yeah, I don't know. I think to me, if you're looking at guys that could be interesting, for the Rams, I'd say there's some running backs that you could mention. I mean, it'd kind of be cool to get James Conner, I think, because, Conner could be really good in the goal line, and Akers needs to get better at goal line situations, so Conner could help there. Conner can help you in the passing game. Conner also is addition by subtraction on top of that, because you're taking him away from Arizona, and you had no answer for him. So now you bring Conner in, and now you have a tandem of 3 backs in Henderson, Akers, and James Conner. I'd be okay with that. On top of it, you have Ballage for a cheaper deal. You have, Jerick McKinnon, who can help you as a receiver, as well as, he'd be more of the expensive option. And not saying James Conner wouldn't, because he absolutely would. He almost led the league in touchdowns this year for running back. But another guy, to mention is, what if the Rams, did go out and get Cordell Patterson, or what if they did go out and get a J.D. McKissick? Like, to me, I think there's so many running backs this year. There's a lot of opportunity in this scheme for the Rams. And then you look at corner, and you see Stephon Gilmore, and you see Carlton Davis, I think, gets the franchise tag from Tampa. I think J.C. Jackson is going to get paid. So I don't think he's an option.
Yeah.
But you could be looking at Gilmore. You could be looking at DJ Reed, who's with Seattle, had a great year, top 10 corner according to Pro Football Focus. There's some guys, Charvarius Ward, if he doesn't come back to Kansas City, maybe you bring him back. You could run it back with Darius Williams and, say, hey, look, Darius, we understand, this season didn't go the way you would have planned, but we believe in you. We know that you went through that injury, and everything, obviously changing defensive coordinators and things along that nature, bring you back, cheaper deal. I could see that. And then the offensive line. Talk about maybe bringing in a Jason Kelsey, bringing in Ryan Jensen. Bradley Bozeman would be a dream. And so would not Ryan Jensen, but the guy that you brought up. Scherf, yes. So I'm just saying, man, I think the Rams have a pathway to putting together a really nice looking team.
Rams when they signed Brandon Scherf. And there's a new Scherf in town.
And I don't subscribe to the idea the Rams are about to lose their whole team. They don't have a lot of guys that are free agents. They do have interior offensive linemen, okay? They have Noteboom. I get that. So you have Noteboom. You have to sign him. You have Corbett. And you have Allen. I get that, okay? That's a lot. 3 on the offensive line. But quarterback's fine. Running back, it's Sony Michel. You can replace him or you can bring him back. And they have so many running backs. I mean, Calais. They have Funk. They have Xavier Jones, who we've all forgotten about, who's on IR. They have other guys like Mekhi Sargent, and they have Javian Hawkins, and they have Buddy Howell.
Javian Hawkins is someone I'm super high on, by the way. Blaine helped me get high on Javian Hawkins.
Blaine helped you get high on Javian Hawkins.
Yes. Blaine loaded the pack for me.
Loaded
the Javian Hawkins pack for me.
Loaded the clip. All the clips have been loaded.
No, but Javian Hawkins was someone that Blaine showed me, and I've been high on him ever since.
Yeah. I feel that, man. I feel that.
OC wish list for the Rams, Thomas Brown. Period.
Thomas Brown. He knows what he's talking about. I mean, I understand there's people that are like, hey, Liam Cohen, he was with the Rams. No. I like Liam Cohen. I'd be all for him coming back. But I think Thomas Brown has earned his shot. This is
about as obvious as the Aubrey Pleasant promotion was.
Absolutely. And there was people asking me, hey, do you think Raheem Morris comes back? Absolutely. Raheem Morris is not.
Especially now that all the head coach positions are filled.
Yeah, I think he'll be a head coach next year. I think the Rams will get 2 third-round picks for the minority coaching hire. And I think the hope is if Thomas Brown is moved to OC, then when he becomes a head coach next year, because I think they both could, the Rams would get 4 third-round picks, compensatory.
That is something. Those picks nobody takes into account when they talk about us mortgaging our future and trading away all our picks. No, we traded away most of our first-round picks and second-round picks. It doesn't mean that we have traded all of our picks away. And that's the thing. The draft is not just 1 or 2 rounds. I could see KOC snatching Brown too, but I could also see the Rams blocking that so that they could promote him to their offensive coordinator.
Yeah,
because they have the right to do that. So,
sorry, I always have to check because
no, you're good.
I see somebody come in like
hell yeah, Battle Ram, woo!
Let's see. Wait, why would Ramsey? Oh, Golden Tate. Yeah, he would flip out about that. I could see KOC snatching Brown. Yeah, and I'll say this, guys. I think the compensatory pick, I like the idea of it, and I think it helps, an issue in the NFL.
I think that's the one rule that actually does help that issue.
But I don't like that
the Rooney rule sucks.
I got to give, Rooney had an idea. So I can't hate on him. It just people started using loopholes to get past it. And Nolan agrees with me because we've had this conversation. But...
Well, the Rooney rule sucks because it incentivizes people to use those loopholes. Well, it doesn't incentivize.
I know what you mean.
You get what I'm trying to
But
say.
I'm saying it solved an issue back in the day, and I do think the Steelers are a world-class organization. So they tried to solve a problem before everyone else tried to solve it, and now it needs to be kind of revamped, so to speak, because in 2022 teams are just using it as just a way. Okay, we'll interview this guy who's not going to be a head coach, 70-year-old wide receiver coach that doesn't even want to be a head coach, Yeah. But, I'll say this. I think the compensatory, I like the idea, but this is my biggest flaw with it. And I want to get your guys' thoughts. You guys comment below on it. I'll say this. I don't like the idea with the compensatory picks for minority coaching hires to have to be the prerequisite is they have to be becoming a head coach or GM, because I think you should at least get a third-round pick for an offensive coordinator, a defensive coordinator, special teams coach, and I don't think you should have to wait 2 years. I don't think they should have to be there 2 years. I think if someone took Raheem Morris, now the Rams don't get any compensatory picks. You're talking about the defensive coordinator just led them to the Super Bowl win.
And also, I think that what were we saying before the Raheem Morris point?
The picks.
Yeah. I think that if it's an upgrade, it's the same reason that I feel like the whole stealing rule, how you could steal coaches as long as it's an upgrade from their position in the previous team. It should be the same thing for the compensatory picks. As long as it's an upgrade from their previous position, you should get those compensatory picks. That's how I feel.
Yeah, I mean, to me, I think I agree with you, because look, if Thomas Brown ends up going to the Vikings to be the OC so he can call plays instead of being the OC and can't call plays with the Rams. Here's the thing, guys. The Rams aren't going to get any compensatory picks because he's becoming an OC. He's not becoming a head coach. And to me, I don't see why you can't get a third-round pick for a guy, because this is, personally, I think, you should get compensatory picks for any coach that leaves, because that's how it is, say, in baseball when you sign a marquee free agent. The Yankees got Aaron Judge because I believe it was Nick Swisher's the draft pick they got, the compensatory draft pick they got, when at the time the Cleveland Indians, now the Cleveland Guardians, signed Nick Swisher.
I didn't even know they changed their name.
Oh, yeah, sorry. We have the
sorry, it's not a spoiler or anything.
No, it's a painful reminder that that's a thing. So you got the Cleveland Guardians and the Washington Commanders. They should play each other. I mean, they're different sports, but they sound like they should play each other.
I don't doubt that those names are politically incorrect, but I don't think that I feel like censoring them is just,
I don't know. It should have been. I don't want to
get political.
It should have been. I can't even tell you what it should have been with Cleveland, because I didn't like any of the names they had. I thought they were all ridiculous. But for Washington, it should have been the Red Tails. Because you had
or the Generals. Red Tails or the Generals.
Well, the reason I say Red Tails is because it pays
history.
Yeah, it pays homage to the black aviators or whatever in history. In the military, that was an actual thing. Commies. The Washington Commies. Oh God. I mean, I don't know. For me, the Cleveland Guardians is a really stupid name. I just think of Guardians of the Galaxy, and I think of Destiny, your video game. That's as soon as I hear Guardians, I'm like, oh, Destiny and Guardians of the Galaxy. Nope, we're talking about a baseball team. I don't know.
And the Commanders,
You know what's even funnier?
We command you to lose this football game so we can win.
Yeah, and also, they didn't really even change we went through this in the Discord.
They didn't even change the logo, It's just a W with lines through it.
I don't know. It's just so bad.
The jerseys, they could be worse, but they're not good.
Well, yeah, and then, Nolan and I were dying in the Discord chat because we were looking at some of these mock logos for the Washington teams, the Hogs. Him and I were dying, man, because it was so funny. They just looked awful. You know?
I could get behind a team called the Hogs.
I mean, and
That's
dear
pretty
God.
funny.
The Washington Dan Snyders might as well be. At least they didn't call them the Washington Presidents. That would have pissed me off so much. Like,
Dan Snyder is like the weirdest looking human. He literally looks like he's straight out of the movie Dumb and Dumber.
Dan Snyder literally decided to let go of, and let me remind you guys, all these Raheem Morris, Sean McVay, Kevin O'Connell, Kyle Shanahan, Aubrey Pleasant, Wes Phillips, all these guys, Ejiro Evero, all these coaches were once on Washington, and actually I don't think Raheem Morris was, now I think about it. But anyway, all of them except for Raheem Morris, if I'm not mistaken, were in Washington, and they decided to let all those guys go, to keep Jay Gruden. I mean, I don't know what to say.
But he's related to John Gruden.
Well, I don't know. I don't have anything against Jay Gruden. I just know right now I think the next big thing in coaching is Sean McVay. I think he's already way ahead of Bill Belichick because at this point in time, Belichick is not even, he's 2 years away from becoming a head coach. He didn't become a head coach until 38. And Sean McVay has already been to 2 Super Bowls. He already has a Super Bowl win. He has multiple coaches in his coaching tree. You know, what are you doing?
Dancing because McVay's a Super Bowl winning head coach at 36. Let's go.
Oh, that makes sense. Washington Legion, that sounds kind of cool.
That does sound cool.
Yeah.
I like the Washington Marxists.
Commies unis are ASU mock-ups. Yeah. No, same here. I'm glad Snyder let McVay go, but how dumb is that? Damn. Stupid.
Man. Battle ram that had me dying.
Oh man. All right, well let's wrap this thing up because I think we've made good use of this. It's been a lot of fun.
That would be funny if they made it the Washington Native Americans.
Oh my God.
The Washington Hellpits.
The Washington Urban Myers. Oh Lord. At least it's not like Washington United. You know, like United Airlines. Because
the United States United.
I mean, hey guys, United Airlines is so united that they beat the shit out of you when you go on an airplane.
We gang up on you and sucker punch the shit out of you before you get.
It's like that's just a meme I have. Like United Airlines just beats people up.
Oh yeah, the Christian lunatics made the race the devil race.
Oh yeah.
Or the devil race the race.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
Because they used to be the Devil Rays, and then people complained, and now Kansas Jayhawks, and they'll be like, "I'm offended that the J is in the like, go away." You want them to be the Kansas Hawks? That sounds awful.
The Jayhawks actually have something to do with Kansas history, though. Like that was like a
Washington Ellenbogen.
Kansas mafia. Of sorts.
We have the future in the NFL. I love my Rams. We are set, folks. Rams house, whose house? Rams house, baby. The story is Ramsey cheated on Tate's sister. Yep, that's what I remember. Washington should have went with the Tomahawks to F with people.
Washington Tomahawks.
I said it before, Commanders is a football team in the DC CW universe. Oh, you did not just say that. Oh my God. He's broken.
Ouch.
Nolan and I have been making fun of CW shows forever.
I love Arrow.
Well, Arrow's fine. All the other CW shows, they look like Power Rangers.
I watched a video on an analysis of The Flash, that CW show.
It looks like the Power Rangers.
I didn't even agree with that when I watched
it. Like Lightspeed Rescue.
But I watch this show every season, and I never noticed how unbelievably stupid the writers of this show are. The super speed is the most overpowered ability that you could possibly have as a superhero. And they draw out every single encounter in the first season. They don't need to draw it out. He could just capture them like that. He has super speed. He does anything to them, and they don't even know he's doing it to them. And then they draw out all of these confrontations until the last, 5 minutes of the episode. And it's so ridiculous. I never realized how bad of a show it was until I watched those videos.
And I gotta say, I'm so glad this community is just amazing, because I had never watched the Netflix Marvel shows. I had watched Luke Cage. And
to be fair, I told you.
I know.
I remember. I always
know.
told you to watch all those shows, all of them.
I felt like CW gave everything a bad look, because CW, to me, all their shows except for Arrow looks like Power Rangers. It just does. It looks like Time Force. It looks like Lightspeed Rescue. It looks like the Dino Thunder. That's what I think of. It just looks so ridiculous.
No, but yeah,
Tyler's not lying right now.
I mean, you can only speak facts.
Yeah.
Yeah, the only show I agree with you where it really looks like Power Rangers is Supergirl. And Supergirl started off on CBS, not the CW. And then it got picked up by the CW, and CBS canceled it.
I'm not praying. That was me face palming, because Supergirl looks ridiculous.
And I actually, I thought
I think she's good.
I actually thought they did a good job with the writing and the story, and it's supposed to be like a cheesy, Power Rangers type. It's Supergirl. What do you expect? That's her whole shtick. She's a very cheesy character, as is Superman, if I'm being completely honest. I think they've done a good job of adapting him into a less cheesy character with Man of Steel and stuff like that. But Superman's a very cheesy character. So is Supergirl, so I think that's the reason that show has that vibe. And I actually did like Supergirl for the first couple seasons, but yeah, no, it's not a good show anymore.
No. If you want a good show to watch, any of the Marvel shows, Jessica Jones, Daredevil, The Punisher, Luke Cage, and I'll just say this right now, Iron Fist is so ungodly underrated. He does not like it.
I hate Iron Fist.
I love Iron Fist. I think they did such a good job with it. It is unfairly treated. Yes, I don't know why that was. There we go.
I will say they took what could have been a complete Arrow ripoff, and they had a different take on Danny Rand coming back, which I like. Because it's not like everybody knew who he was when he came back. He came back and everybody's like, Danny? Is that Danny? You're not Danny. No. And then he's like, no, I am Danny. Trust me. Blah, blah, blah. He had to, convince them and get them to believe. So that's different, and that's cool. I liked that. But I thought Arrow was much better. And also Nolan, I thought it did start off strong in the early seasons, but I thought it only got stronger in, the fourth season. The fourth season Arrow, I thought Arrow was at its greatest. I thought Damien Dark was one of the best villains. But also, at the same time, my biggest thing with Damien Dark that I didn't like was...
It makes me think of Damien Darkblood every time for those Invincible fans out there.
Yeah, they probably took that from Arrow.
Probably.
Or the DC universe in general. But anyway, the biggest thing that I didn't like about Damien Dark is that with Lonnie Machin, he always said, oh, there's certain lines you don't cross, blah, 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 because Lonnie Machin kidnapped someone's family. I forgot.
Yes, HD.
And yeah, I do too, HD. But anyway, and then Damien Dark continued to consistently consistently cross those same lines that he told Machin that you just don't cross. So that was a little flaw in the writing that I found with Damien Dark. I think the best villain that Arrow had was Adrian Chase. Adrian Chase was hands down the best villain that Arrow had, in my opinion. Although Raj was great too. Sorry, go for it.
Raj Al Ghul?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I gotta watch it, so you're spoiling it a little bit for me, but I'm just kidding. I didn't really, it's not like I'm gonna pick up on that and like,
Well, yeah, I mean, it's just the names of the villains. It's
Yeah,
not like
no, you're not spoiling anything for me. I'm just
important.
messing with you. But yeah, I feel like, you know,
And I did spoil a little bit with Damien Dark, but I mean, it's not
it's
like that
yeah,
big.
it's not a big deal. I just feel like to me, like, the future, like the MCU, for instance, you look at those Marvel shows. I think the Marvel shows are coming to Disney Plus. I do.
Yeah.
I think that's why
100%.
they were.
That's why they're taking them off.
Yeah, because I
Netflix.
think everyone's saying, oh well, it could come to Stars or it'll go to HBO Max, and I don't know. I don't think that's gonna be the case. I think that it is gonna go to Disney Plus, and I'm excited for Moon Knight. I'm excited for She-Hulk. I'm excited for and I don't know if you've seen the episode yet, because like remember when we had Taron Killam on.
Oh my god!
You still haven't seen. He gave you like a shout out. He like,
Yeah, I'm so excited.
He called
to
you
watch
A1
that
steak sauce.
I commented on his Twitter post and I said steak sauce with a Rams Super Bowl gif.
So, but he pointed out that Colby Smulders, his wife, of course, had just gotten back. I don't know what you were doing there.
I was going like that.
Oh, she had just gotten back from filming Secret Wars. So, that's cool. And that's something that we're looking for. And not Secret Wars, Secret Invasion.
Yeah,
Secret Invasion, not Secret Wars.
Because
Secret
that's
Invasion.
the Skrull one.
Man, thank God I corrected myself, because if there was a Star Wars, if there was a Marvel version of Mike Zero, someone would already be, oh, breaking, they created Secret Wars already. But She-Hulk is a green hottie. Okay, all right. Well, if you feel that way,
Also, Superman and Lois, great show.
See, like, DC just doesn't do it for me.
Superman and Lois is the first CW TV show to be shot in movie aspect ratio, first of all, which was huge.
DCCW.
Yeah.
Okay.
CW TV show.
Yeah, no, because I was like, wait a minute, Peacemaker is very cinematic, so.
And second of all, it has a great story. It's one of the best Superman stories I've seen, and I'm not lying. I love Tyler Hoechlin. Think he's a great actor, and I think he plays Superman awesome. And I hope that they find a way to cross some of these characters over into the movies, like they are doing with Grant Gustin in the Flash movie. Because even though I know I said my piece about the Flash show, I still love Grant Gustin, and I love the entire cast of the Flash TV show. So.
Yeah. I think that's going to do it. Unless you got any final thoughts?
Rams are running it back. Super Bowl 57 champions. Other than that, I think that we are good. Obi-Wan's going to be fucking sick. Excuse my language. I let one slip there. I do every now and then. But Obi-Wan's going to be awesome. Ahsoka's going to be awesome. Moon Knight's going to be awesome. Multiverse of Madness is going to be awesome. The Kardashians are not going to be awesome. We got a whole bunch of stuff to look forward to this year, including
the games that are coming out too.
Oh, the video games. Oh my God. We got Justice League, Kill the Justice League, the Suicide Squad game. That's gonna be great.
Guys, I'll be streaming
Arkham Knights.
Yeah, Arkham Knights. I'll be streaming. I'm going to get Horizon. It comes out Horizon Forbidden West. It comes out on Friday, so I'll be streaming that at some point.
Spider-Man 3 or 2 is coming out next year.
Well, I'll 100% be streaming. I love that game. I love that series. And then I'll be streaming the other one, Elden Ring. And if you guys don't know, George R.R. Martin created the story for that, who is the godfather of Game of Thrones. So we'll definitely be we'll be streaming that. We'll be getting the gaming back. Right next to me is the PS5. It is back where it needs to be. I might do that soon, but I might wait until I get my laptop. That way I can stream it at full frames and everything. No worries. Might even get the
Uncharted movie.
Yeah, the Uncharted movie's coming out. Really excited about that. A few more weeks till the Batman. You're absolutely right.
Oh, the Batman's going to be awesome.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I just watched the newest episode of Euphoria. If you guys have never checked out that show, that is a fun show.
How I Met Your Father is something I wanted to bring up for I know for those
I
of you,
haven't watched the newest episode.
Oh, good episode.
Okay, good to know.
How I Met Your Father, a lot of you that haven't watched How I Met Your Mother might not like it. A lot of you that haven't watched or that have watched How I Met Your Mother might not like it. Whatever. I love it. A lot of people that watched How I Met Your Mother love it. It has great fan service. It's its own show. I mean, obviously, it's How I Met Your Father. It's called How I Met Your Father. Comparisons are going to be unavoidable. But you have to try and view it as its own thing.
You love slamming my table, don't you?
Hey, it wasn't slamming. I was just going like that.
No, because it goes into this. Oh, you can't hear. That's why. Yeah, it's loud.
Oh, sorry.
Because it's not dynamic. It's a condenser microphone, so you can hear everything.
Boom.
You know, I mean, it's a great microphone. If anybody wants to get their start for
Super Bowl champs!
That. But, yeah, I love Christian Bale. Euphoria is wild.
Somebody told me I looked like Christian Bale earlier in this chat. I forgot who it was.
You looked like Adrian Brody. Did you look that up?
Yes, I did look that up. I did see it.
Do you remember Brody Quest? Do you know what I'm talking about?
No, I don't remember Brody Quest.
Huh.
Also, any How I Met Your Mother fans out there, that bottle of champagne that Sean McVay was holding and the one that Sean Robinson was holding, they both reminded me of How I Met Your Mother. There's a spinoff of How I Met Your Father coming called How I Banged Your Sister.
No way. There's this.
That's hilarious.
Oh,
But,
Renee.
Anyway,
Man.
that was funny. Anyway, those bottles of champagne reminded me of when Marshall said to Wendy, he was like, "Wendy, bring me the comically large bottle of champagne." And then Wendy, the waitress, says, "Are you sure? I don't think that's been refrigerated for like 3 years, and I'm pretty sure at one point there was a fish in it." So yeah, that's what that had me thinking of. So any of you How I Met Your Mother fans out there that saw that comically large bottle of champagne, that's pretty funny.
Nolan says I'm starring in that, Renee. All right. Well, let's wrap this thing up.
Yeah. I got work at 5.
Oh damn. Yeah, I'll still be up like watching film or like, you know, editing a video or doing something, and he's going to work at like 3 a.m. So this guy is just as much of a workaholic as I am.
I don't know if I'd say that, but
it's hey, it's a different thing, but you know, you still work a lot. So, but we'll get you on. We'll definitely have to get you on for other things going on there, buddy. No, we'll have to get you on for the Star Wars show.
Hell yeah.
You know, if we do something like that.
Let's do a Book of Boba Fett thing. Like we'll have everybody come in and talk about Book of Boba Fett, the entire series.
Fett.
That's
That's what it sounded like. I don't know. I mean, Mandalorian 2.5 maybe.
That's what Book of Boba Fett is.
Yeah, it's a nod. Or a shot, rather.
How is it a shot, bro?
It's a shot. It was basically Mandalorian 2.5.
Yeah, I mean, we knew that going in. And how do you think? See, all these people. All right, I know you're not one of these people because you loved the cameos and you liked the Book of Boba Fett. But there are a lot of people that are saying the cameos were unnecessary and that they didn't like them and that they're adding too much cameos. And to that, I say Captain America: Civil War. To that, I say, how do you think they built the MCU? This stuff takes time, it takes patience, and it takes these cameos. Yes, it was the Book of Boba Fett, but these cameos, they were all for a purpose. Boba Fett needed muscle. All of these cameos, with the exception of Luke and Ahsoka, came in and they gave him muscle. So it had something to do with the story. These people that are mad, they don't need to be mad. Cad Bane, great freaking cameo. All right, I don't want to say too much because I know there's probably people that still haven't seen it.
Yeah. All
That's
right.
why I had to just like get up and sit back down because I was like, all right, I'm about to spoil
He
it.
goes on a tangent there. All right. Well, hey, thank you for coming on. Thank you guys for watching
Thank you for
us.
having me.
It's been a lot of
for
fun.
having me.
This has been a rare edition of the Ellenbogen Brothers Ask Us Anything on JE Live. You can go and follow him over at New World Man 9. I'm going to post it in the comments. Definitely go and follow him. I'll actually post the URL. Let's see here. I want to make sure he gets his followers. He's nearing 1,000. So we're trying to get him there. He's at 852. You know, he's dancing for some reason, but
Ramily!
so
Woo!
make sure to go and follow him there. Appreciate you guys. We'll be having content, left and right, working on draft stuff, doing interviews with Alexis for the podcast. We'll actually have a bunch of podcasts out. Yeah, he's going all out now. We'll have a bunch of podcasts out next week. But appreciate you guys for hanging with us, having a beer with us. It was a lot of fun. And see you guys soon.
World champs! Woo!